Y'all back with another one, back with another one, back with another one. This is the aftermath of the election of the runoff in Georgia, hailing from Georgia. Okay. And then the modern events. And we're going to talk about the future, what's going to happen in 2024. I told you, Warnock was going to win this. It's a close race, and most people thought he was going to win it by more points. Now, Brian Kent was forced to back Herschel Walker on the tail end, but the Republican Party has officially been divided. Like I said, CNN confirmed it, everybody confirmed it, even though they've been divided, but now they're further divided because of Donald Trump. So that's it for Trump, folks. Um, this is the future. And they try to say it's a purple state. No, it's already a blue state. It's purple state in the beginning, but it's going to be the standard going forward for all the southern states. New people coming in, college kids coming in, and people come from the West Coast. Basically, they're saying there's some demographic changes, but I'll show you the results in just a moment, probably around I would say about 5 minutes. 5 minutes in. We'll show you about 5 minutes in because I want y'all to get the gist of what I'm saying. Warnock is just one person. What's going on? Salute. And this election, what I've seen is impressive, and I think a lot of people just get caught up in the moment. And normally, what you're seeing right now is like you see the future. Yeah, I screenshot it and I had to change the thumbnail to see the results. Saying they was waiting on counting the votes in Fulton County and Cobb. Well, actually, Cobb County. Cobb County determined his win. So he won 51.4%. He had 1,816 to 96 votes, and Walker had just a couple points shy to 719 to 483. So he had 48.6% of the vote. He had 48%, like 2 points shy behind Warnock, but Warnock already had 50. That was determined to win, and then he went over. He beat him by 51 point percentage. So it was about, he beat him about at least 2 to 3 points. Herschel had the lead when they count the rest of the votes. If you watched it last night on CNN, they was going back and forth, but the late vote counts came in Cobb County. So they just had to count it Cobb County for that reason. So the only reason you saw that is because you saw how they went late in the run, right? So the election, it's just pretty much, I live in Georgia anyway, but I I see the demographic change for years and years, and this has been going on forever. This ain't just happened recent. Okay, Trump made the reality in 2016. You got to go further back before 2016. Georgia had a Democratic government before. Yes, it had red state written like from the bushes. That's true, but Obama won that state years ago. It was blue. Same with Clinton. In certain aspects, I think he got it blue as well, along with Tennessee. And you have a lot of Democrats in the South. You just don't see a lot of them. But back in 1964, yes, Georgia was historically a red state during the Barry Goldwater era. That changed years down the line when Bush got in there and brought that style back. But that shit's fading away. What you're seeing now, people going back to that Lyndon Johnson, Roosevelt type feel, but it's still a blue state in the future. They try to say, yes, purple somewhat. It's already been purple since 2 years ago. Now it's more blue now. It's red and purple mix. It's a mix right now during this Warnock's first run, but when he beat the female in 2 years ago, that was his first time. Now he's got 6 years. Since he beat Walker, Walker is a Trump candidate. Trump handpicks his candidates for the Republican Party, and Republican Party just don't want to support that no more. They said that last night on CNN. I was like, God damn. So it's basically divided. So men don't really have a future. Somewhat, they would say. Men never had a future. The only future we have is, you vote who the right candidate is. But Republicans need to get off this conservatism nonsense. Y'all never gonna be conservative. That goes for white and black. Y'all better forget it. Republicans gonna pick choose what they want. Trump is, I ain't gonna say he's here to stay, but he already messed up the party and broke it up. So if they're going back to the Brian Kemp way, and Kemp was like saying that's the lieutenant governor, I heard him last night. He said, y'all should model after Brian Kemp. Well, nobody's not gonna do that, sir. Warnock is their model, even though he's a pastor. He ain't perfect either, but he used to be my former pastor years ago before I left Christianity. It was back in 2009. I was like 21 at the time. He's decent. He's not as bad as people think. He's just going to be a typical preacher, but he's a senator. He'll get things done. He's by his money, and that's is what it is. But Georgia's different. No one really cares. I mean, everybody's got different viewpoints. But who wants to vote a Republican in the near future? I don't think so. Everybody's gonna vote different parties. You saw the Libertarian fuck up their first run for the election during the Senate election and the Georgia election because Stacey Abrams lost, and then you already know what's going to happen. So yeah, let me share the screen. Let me share the screen for a minute. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. Run off. Let me share the screen. Let me take my ass out of it. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Up in here, this is where Fulton County and then Cobb County. Cobb County determined his win, right? It's red, all of these rural counties right here. You see all this red right here? These are rural Georgia and semi-rural, the suburb country, right? This is where Herschel, I knew he was going to win down here in the red because no one cares. These are smaller counties. But where Warnock's from, Savannah, he was going to win that. He got Macon. He was going to get Augusta because eventually, what's his name got it? It was Walker had it the last time, but this time it changed. It was all blue. You take the Libertarian out of it from the previous that cost him the election and gave him a runoff, Warnock got it. The early votes is what got Warnock in. But the main general election, people voting the last was going to vote for Warnock anyway. You see all this blue right here, the center of it all, Atlanta. Outside of Atlanta, you got Cobb County. That right there determined his election, his re-election. Same with the Athens. See, Walker was going to struggle. He got him in other areas, but this determined. I saw CNN polling, and I'll show you the percentage: 51%, 48%. Right. So Walker did okay, but it wasn't enough. That Kemp thing, that was a setup. It wasn't enough. So basically, you got that. This is the result that what you see on the map and right here, and I'm showing y'all, and this is what Georgia looks like. But in the future, all this will eventually be blue because the Republicans, if they pick another candidate like this again, now everybody's gonna vote this way again, like this again. This is gonna be it'll be the same spots, but you'll see people over time. It's gradually everything looks red right now, but eventually all it's gonna be blue. Republicans is fading. I don't know what the party's gonna look like in 6 years or 10 years. I'll say 12 years in time, because it's gonna be a different party. I think the Republican parties will cease to exist, and I think libertarians will take their spot. If they try to say purple, okay, but libertarians ain't gonna win nothing because they don't get no support. So basically, it's gonna be blue. Blue done took over. So Democrats got a stronghold on this. So you already know why. Things are changing. That's the House, Arizona, and all this stuff. But the Senate, Arizona is Mark Kelly. He won out 51%. They already got the Senate. So it's pretty much what you see right now. But that's it. That's what the election looks like. And that's what you see. This is Fulton County, this long slope right here. And then you also got Cobb County right here and all these other counties center. That determined Warnock's reelection. He got Athens, he got Augusta, and let's look at the rest of it. He got Savannah. He's got all these Macon counties, these other blue states and other counties voted for him. That's what determined Warnock's win. See, all those red counties that Herschel got was close in numbers. You can't go based off the map. You got to look at the numbers inside the counties, the voting tallies, and all this shit. So it's pretty much what you see on the map. See, people get misled by this map. If you look on the news, they'll show you the numbers inside why these votes matter in the blue. So they took that. I know it's confusing because everybody gets confused by the colors, but it's the numbers what matters, right? So it's pretty much you just see what you can and get on it in that point. So yeah, it's pretty much it. And that's how I look at it, and so to speak. But then again, you see this stuff all the time, but and I'm just like showing y'all in these counties. This is important to determine the election. Because the whole night everybody was focused on the outside red, Athens, Augusta, Macon, and Savannah, where he's from. He already got that. Everything else was blank if you saw in the beginning round 7 or 8 or 9, but they call it late round 10 something, 10:50, close to 11 o'clock. And before he had his speech, both had good speeches at the end. Walker said something positive. He got off stage, and then Warnock did his thing. And I ain't saying it's powerful, but he had his own powerful message, typical Christian pastor message. But you got to understand something. People follow. I try to tell you, the church backed him, the farmers backed him that represent the church, and all these people, they was hurting. They was begging for Warnock. They begging for Biden. So it's pretty much the pressure's on them now, and they learn from what they did. Now the Republicans will never learn because the Trump factor and the audience that they pick, they're gonna pick that party. So everybody's going to go to war. Pretty much saying, but that's how I look at it. But that's how the election is. That's what I'm talking about in modern politics. The future, because in 2024, this might all be blue in the future by a different candidate. We'll see, because the Republicans ain't got nobody, but they got adding guys like Herschel Walker to lose and shit like that. Like, what the fuck is that? You see what I'm saying? Like, notable races, and they said show more. Okay, Ted, North Carolina's red. Ohio's still red because this is close to the typical. But Pennsylvania's always going to be blue. Wisconsin's red for now. That's Midwest. They going to be Republicans. Republicans in the Midwest fighting in the coastal states like North Carolina. They'll never get Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Nevada, and Arizona. So that's changing because all those people that's going to Arizona, they come from up north and other places like North Carolina or whoever. Same with Georgia. Georgia's got all the up north people and the West Coast and people coming overseas. It's a diverse state. There's a reason why Georgia is the epicenter of a swing state. It is a swing state from now on because you got a lot of people from the Midwest coming and make this state a swing state. You got all types of people in different license plates coming here in different counties. It's not just Fulton County. It's mainly Cobb County and the Marietta area in Marietta in Cobb County. Also, in other areas surrounding it. In Gwinnett, you already know, DeKalb, all that's a part of the epicenter of what we're talking about. So it is competitive. It's going to be competitive for the next 10 years. He's got a 6-year term, but the next all those other years, it's going to be way more competitive. It may be a blue state host if people keep coming here. And based on a lot says things will go up. They may go up and they may not because it's the South. Think about it. They still got that $5 rate. We'll see how it is going to be in the future. In the South, we got to see. So I see what's going on. I'm just looking at it for all time's sake, but all these numbers, like that's in the Senate, that show less. Let's look at the House, all Republican House. You got one in California House, 51%. So it's almost not like a red wave, but you got Arizona. And some of the House is still blue. That's in Connecticut, I believe, Colorado, Indiana, blue. I think Montana or Maine or something. I believe that's Maine. I believe that's like I don't know if that's that. I believe that's Minnesota, and I believe Emmy is Maine. I think this is Michigan. Yeah, Elisa won Michigan, of course. Maine and Minnesota. Okay, Indiana, Illinois. Yeah, see, all this is in the House, but the rest of the House is Republican in these areas, but they said they got the House. I don't know. They said the Republicans had the House, and these are the they're just showing, but we'll see. They got New Hampshire, Nevada. There's different seats. Yeah, some Republicans in the House. It ain't that many, but it's like it evens out. I think, yeah, it's a lot of Democrats in the House too. So it's pretty much, what you see and what you get. But this right here is just telling Democrats got the Senate. So it's pretty much Biden got who he got. But this guy right here won easily, and he was competitive all night. And let's look at Fulton County government results. I'm just looking at it. The results is coming in, and I'm just saying it for what it is. Let's see if they're gonna show it. That's just a percentage of 76.58% votes, 23. And at East Point, that's the U.S. Senate vote for one. Election runoff, Roswell. Fulton County, that's what they got, the results and runoff. But that's what they have. But I'm not gonna get into it or whatever. But yeah, this is pretty much so. But yeah, all these states, you see the result, and these counties, right, determine it, and Cobb County determined what Fulton was doing. See, Fulton already had theirs counted, but these were the last counted, and it determined his win. That county right in there. So you got the result, and that's what we're talking about tonight. So it is what it is. So when you got these results, you understand what's going to happen in the future because and I know Georgia's going to turn blue in the future. It's already there. It's been happening since 2020, and now it's gotten intensified what people are saying right now on the ground. So you got to understand something. This is the world we live in. We got to understand that this stuff is not stopping anytime soon. So when you're dealing with guys in politics in its proper form, you understand what's going on and what's have you. So again, this stuff is not going anywhere. It's just what it is. And people just gonna have to deal with younger people are voting the blues way more than the red because Trump done said a lot of stuff that's reckless, but he promotes that right wing nonsense. But it is getting popular for certain people. And it's getting popular for certain people. We got to understand that. A lot of people just need to get over the fact that this stuff matters to certain people. We got to understand that point. So then again, you just got to see the bigger picture. But people want to capitulate what's going on, but the world's different, man. Everybody's voting in different areas. And women said they saved our wife for, all this other stuff. I don't know about all that. Like I said, nobody won. No, Democrats won. I ain't saying I won, but the Democrats won. They showed you what was it about. Y'all got to stop and think that's the future that people are going to look into. So we got to understand that this is the future we're in. This is the younger generation. This ain't us. Y'all got to let that shit go. Y'all on some other shit when y'all think like that. Ain't nobody listening to that shit. Y'all on some other shit when y'all think like that, because some people don't understand this is the world we live in, especially I live in Georgia a lot. That's just how it's gonna be. I understand people just get caught up with this election with Warnock and stuff like that, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. He's just one person. But y'all gotta understand this stuff ain't going nowhere. This stuff ain't going nowhere. But he made sure that people gonna have a say in that matter. Even though he's a pastor, he don't really do much. But that's the future that we're in. I'll talk about more of this in the future. I might do this as a pre-record and talk about why I think this election is the way it went down, the way it went down. It's just like I predicted and expected he was going to win, and mine came true. Mine was right when I did that stream. It was short, and we're going to talk about more of what I said yesterday. Um, this thing is going to be he's going to beat him, but it will be close because people support Herschel and Trump. Because remember, Herschel Walker came from the USFL days, and he didn't really live much of Georgia. He been living in Texas the last 4 years. He never lived back to Georgia, so he tried to say he gonna run again. I don't know if he's gonna run or not because this is it. You can't come in here not knowing, you not having experience or anything, but you got to understand what you're dealing with, especially in these types of elections. These elections are very crucial. People are gonna catch who they're gonna catch. They're gonna pick who they're gonna pick, and that's just how it's gonna be in the future. But you got to understand, this election showed us where everybody stands, where everybody's. That's the thing about people. But you got to understand, the world is different. The younger generation does not have it anymore. It's just you got to understand that's the world we in. So you got to deal with people's viewpoints where they stand at now. So in the future, that Warnock will be a senator for some years and years, and then I think Ossoff will run again. I don't know if he's, but like I said, a Jewish guy, but yeah, he's going to run again. But you got to see, what's going on. See, Biden's going to run. I don't know if he's going to run again in 2 years, because 2 years from now, he probably won't run again. Because I don't know if Trump doesn't run again or don't run at all, then there it is. That's it for the Republican Party. I don't know what they're going to do anything else in the future. So that's how I'm going to look at it. But basically, what I saw last night is just obvious. This county determined. Let me big this up for the screen for y'all. This Cobb County determined the whole election of Warnock. That's how Warnock won. All those other counties he couldn't pick up, and the ones he did pick up was Augusta and all the way from Macon and Savannah, where he's at, and the other ones on the bottom here. These smaller counties, he did very well. Different presence, different people live in the suburbs. But the upper suburbs of this city, outside of Atlanta, like Cobb County, like Marietta, other cities, it's above that. Why? Because they voted blue, because last time, Bush carried them and Trump carried those areas. But now it's blue now in the Senate race. See, other Republicans used to be Republican areas, strongholds. But most of these areas were Republican. They went against Herschel Walker, and they just did not want to vote for his ass because of Trump. And that's basically what it is. This was by Associated Press, by the way. CNN's got the whole different charts, results. Let's see. And that's just how it is on the election results. Let's see. I'll say and they try to say it's 49-49, but Warnock won. It's a 51. Gain 1 seat, so that's 51. They try to, they got Georgia, they got California, They got Colorado. They got Hawaii. Everybody else is in the blank, like Tennessee, Virginia, Mississippi, and Maine, Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, New Mexico, and Texas, all blank for a reason. But that's what we're talking about tonight. So if y'all want to see this, I'm gonna put this in the live chat. I know people get caught up, but let me see what's going on here. But yeah, but but in the live chat, and you got the political. Let's see this. Okay, we're gonna stop sharing the screen. We'll come back to it, and just like I said, we just showed y'all what's what, and then I'm gonna share another screen with y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Election results. Let's share. Move this up here. Okay, we're gonna look at this right here. Democrats held on to Georgia, meaning they protect every blue seat on the ballot this year, and then flip Pennsylvania to expand the majority. Yeah. So GOP wins the House, 221 people in the House, and then Democrats got 213. So yeah, they got a House. Republicans 221. So Republicans not up. It's 29 seats not up, and then there's 51 seats with the Democrats right here, and this is the elections how it is. So House and Senate elections were here. Governor race that was there. Vote County 22 races soared. It was 144.4 million. 2018 was less than that, but a lot of people vote this time around, but it was less. Seats called 35, and then House called 434. There's one seat. Governor races. Georgia is a whole different story, but it's pretty much balance of power. Here's the race of sorts for the Senate. Pennsylvania, Fetterman. Yeah, I seen him that November. He won. Beat Dr. Oz. He beat Walker. It went into a runoff because of a libertarian. That fool was stupid. Just like another libertarian tried to in the main election, but they don't do well in runoffs. Say they don't. Yeah, he lost by process elimination. And then you got Arizona Hobbs beat Lake. That's Democrat. I remember that in November. Person Nevada Cortez, yeah, beat. It's a female, I believe, beat Laxalt or something like that. Laxalt and all them, they weak. Johnson, the Senator Johnson, Republican, beat Barnes. That was a close one, similar to Walker. It was gonna be like Walker and Warnock. It's gonna be weird. Wisconsin, similar to Walker and Warnock. Evers right here in Wisconsin. California Senate, the 22nd district, Valadao or someone's name, Valadao or something like Valadao or something like that won. Beat Salas, the Democrat. So a Latino beat a Democratic one. Interesting. So the Senate in California 22nd district goes to this person. That's in California. 7th district, yeah, Stockton. Whiteburn is governor 54%. Everybody was gonna, Yeah, Crony Mill. Yeah. So the Senate is still blue, but two Republicans won in Wisconsin and like that. But they'll be in the Senate. It's just two. They got two Republicans. So Democrats got the majority of the Senate seat. That's in the Politico. If you want those results, I'm gonna put this in the live chat as well. Yeah, because I want y'all to get the taste of what's going to happen in the future. Mm, mm. But that's how I look at it in the future. So it's pretty much, with 30 minutes in, we just in here and just chilling and wherever. And like I said, man, that's the future where I see. But the results with Warnock and all that stuff, people predicting and things like that, you know, it's not new. It's not new. And then when you get caught up in it, you just be like, hey, this is the type of stuff that you see here. But I'm just gonna look back and see the results. Okay, let's look at the midterm, and that's what they talk about. And then they talk about the BBC, like 2002 and all this. I mean 2022, 2022 or 2022 elections, the 2022 elections. Excuse me for that, but it is what it is. Kevin McCarthy beats all right challenger House GOP. So Democrats don't have the House. Republicans got 222. That's the House. Y'all see this result? And House popular vote. So it's 22 Democrats, 113, and then 222, 222, and then the House popular vote. My election, my election house, yeah. Center result. That's live. We ain't gonna get into that. They kept saying he's the shepherd and this and that. That's the projection of the house. CNN. But that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at and seeing that this stuff matters in the future. But see, in 22, you're gonna see type of maps like this all the time. But that's future proof. So you're pretty much in the long run, and then speaking on what's going on right now. Now it's time to see what's what. So then again, you just see what you're mounting on and whatever and whatnot. So, but then Warnock talking, and then you got Walker talking. It's pretty much you just in it for yourself. So that's just what it is. Let's see. It won't budge. Okay, it won't budge. It won't budge. Something going here. Okay. I'm gonna stop it for a minute. Yeah, because it won't budge. It's doing that bullshit. I can't have that. Can't have that. Y'all gotta cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. Y'all gotta cut that shit out. Y'all trying to make me lose my patience in this shit. Okay. Let's see something real quick. All right. Let me pick up the screen on my end. Get y'all familiarize. We ain't done. We ain't done. Talking about Warnock and stuff, but yeah, these searches they going crazy. BBC, House Representative, Senate. Let's look at Fox. What they're talking about. I don't listen to these news stations because they can be culturally biased. They be on some bullshit. But you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Race has been called. Democrats got 51, Republicans got 49. They lost the Senate. Democrats lost the House, but the Senate controls wherever. And that's some of the things that you see. Key pieces. It was a runoff. Walker lost. And Warnock's got, they trying to say it was 49 to 48. That's what they say. Chase Oliver. That's the deal breaker. That's the go-to deal. They try to say it's less than that, but no, Warnock's got 51 more than that. This could be previous, have it all wrong. So, somewhat. Yeah, Fox like to spin shit. But enough of that, It ain't much here. But that's all I got. We're gonna go right back to the original thoughts that you're seeing right now. So that's the first one I showed y'all. And then, that's just what it is. And then you got your the other one, the political. That's pretty much it. So I'm not really getting into that moment. But yeah, the blue state is here. It is actually here. So we're gonna go something like this. And we're just gonna, I'm just gonna talk for a minute. I'm just gonna get this thing out of the way, and then we're gonna pontificate what's going on, and you know, and it is what it is, and that's the thing about me coming through on the end. That's just how I look at it, and so to speak. But you you see what's going on here. You see all this going on here. That's the future. Most of these counties used to be Republican, except for Fulton. Fulton is this long thing, like this little tip. That's Fulton County. It's a long county connected to the Cab. The Cab's always been a Democratic stronghold. Same with Gwinnett, but Cobb was never. It was red every now and then because Cobb always been red, but now it's being blue because a lot of people want to be Democrats now. That's the future that we're in right now. So basically, these parties have changed a little bit. Trump messed them up to a point that they're weaker. So a lot of people said they want some new blood. That ain't happening. You gotta want it. You gotta want to win and then stay in it. That's the purpose of leading into battle. So it's pretty much you're in battle for the fight of your night, and that's it. But Warnock understood what he signed up for as a senator and things like that. And yes, he's a pastor, he's got protection, but him winning it makes it a lot better for people to see that he's going willing to do. I'm not big on him like that, but as he was my former pastor, he's been consistent. So he's a consistent guy that gets it done. I do know that much. That's why he's senator. He's proven time and time again. And then the second term, he beat it outright. You can brag all the bullshit you want, but but that's how you got to look at it in today's future in politics. But these people got to understand when people vote a certain way, they're just going to move different, and that's just how people is going to be in this moment. But if you see what I've been seeing the whole time, and I'm glad this result the way it came out. So Associated Press got them like 51 to 48%. So yeah, it's pretty much clear. I'll say Senate runoff election. And Associated Press having 51. So it's official. So we got the score. 100, I want one. I think it's 1,816,096 votes for Warnock and Herschel Walker. Yes, 1,719 for 483 votes. 48.6%. Warnock's got 51.4%. Now, earlier they had him up to 52, 55. When I first saw it going, it was counting his votes. So it's pretty much like it. I'm just done. Stop talking to y'all. I done showed y'all enough. But that's it. But this whole thing about the election, in Georgia, it's a tall tale sign that we're still here. And I told y'all this last year, and then down the line during the pandemic, things are changing. Things are changing for real, and that's the type of stuff that we gonna be on in the future. So, but in Georgia, they are the centerpiece. What's going to happen? Who's going to get determined, elected or not? It's a battleground swing state because you got all the people from the Midwest, all the way from the West Coast, coming here to make some money. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. That's the fucking truth. But it is what it is. What's going on, degenerate? Salute. And like I said, that's the whole point. Knew he's gonna win. It's a close one, tough finish, but he had to do what he had to do. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He didn't complain. Like I said, he threw shots. Yeah, he was being nice, but he didn't throw no lot of bad shots. He didn't have to. Van was acting crazy last night. Van Jones is weird ass. And that's how you got to look at the big picture in the future, what's going on in the world. But everybody knows what's happening. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows that this is need to know basis only. But that's the future that we're striving. But when you talk about this election, it's probably the most exciting I've ever seen in a long time. Right? That's just the thing that you see in reoccurring. So then again, you just look at it and be like, hey, this is the election. We're here. We're staying here, right? Because this election, it just determines who wants it bad enough in 2024. So I don't know who's going to run for president for both parties because I don't think Biden's going to last running it, though. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? You have guys defending his beliefs, or whoever, a female, controls the balance of the world. They do not want one of us ruling that. Now, a so-called Negro would be president. They try to count that as Barack Obama's one. Our people know he's not. The man's mixed. And he looks lighter. I remember niggas used to say that. I didn't vote for him in another term. Say that right now. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. Yeah, another term for Biden. Yeah. It's just Trump, the Trump effect, people just don't want it. It's damaging. That right wing nonsense, people not going for that shit, man. They're not going for that shit since the days of the 20th century. They're trying to nip that shit in the bud, trying to stop it as they much can around the world how it is today. So when you're stuck in that limbo, you understand the game. So there you have it. Much people oblige what's going on, but it's an hour. I'm not gonna stay on here for 2 hours. I just want to talk about the election. So I'll wait till the hour mark come through because we got time. We got time and place, and then we got to be assertive. We'll start talking and do this. I was chewing on some. I was chewing on some cheese, and I'm good. You got to be assertive, man. You got to be assertive when you're talking, especially when you're talking about this. I mean, I'm excited for this state bringing the madness to. No matter, I don't care if neither party, but I love the madness of both parties dueling it out, especially this party, the Democrats. They gonna let them self-destruct in this country. Who cares? People gonna survive out here, be whoever. It's gonna be a lot of corruption in the future, so it is what it is. Everybody's gonna lead by example based off that. Republicans are way worse than Democrats because they worry about the wrong shit, starting wars and shit. That's what's wrong with most people. But then again, you see what's going on and what's happening right now. But that's just how it is, man. But that's how I look at it for now on and then speak. But then again, you got people just want to come in here and talk their shit like I give two shits about what they think. But yeah, this election is just really basically seeing what's going on. But then again, I'm just like, look, Warnock was gonna win, and just like I predicted, he did what he did. And so they waited. The counties I showed you earlier was Fulton, and well, actually, technically, Cobb was the deciding factor of the night, but last night. But Fulton was like already first, got their little stuff in, and they already counted. But then when it got to the Cobb County, that's when there was more votes in Cobb County than it is Fulton. They determined it that night, and the numbers just start shot up for Warnock. Try to see if Herschel get it, but it wasn't enough for Herschel. Oh, poor Herschel did not win. But there was some racism. They didn't want Herschel to win. Since they lost the Senate, they knew they was going to lose the Senate because all the Democrats got all the Senate seats and already had 50, but they have 50%. They was already at 50%. Now they sealed the deal. But see, if the tiebreaker by the vice president, I'll tell you who the tiebreaker was. So Kamala Harris was going to get a tiebreaker. If Walker and Raphael Warnock becomes whoever becomes the Senate, like last night, if they had a tie voters like 49 to 49, right, 50 to 50, right, or 49 to 49 votes, a tiebreaker, by default they was going to pick Warnock. Why I say that? Because I know the Democrats' history. If Democrats was in the vice presidency, who's in the tiebreaker? You already know Harris is going to give it to Warnock, faster, but not Walker. So Walker better be very careful. It was no way he was not going to win. There was no way he was going to win last night because the backing of Kemp cost him. Yeah, he said something bad about the current governor now that got reelected. So there you are. There you are. And that's how I look at it from now on. But you see these things play out in modern day politics, you understand that the world is different right now. But then again, Warnock has said what he said. And that's the type of stuff that you're going to hear from him in from now on. So that's the future. Younger people are going to vote for these candidates regardless of the situation. But as long as Trump has that presence and that animosity towards his country and then add people to fuel the fire, you already had that. And then wealthy people don't want to deal with them. And that's how I look at these elections. But then again, the hour mark's coming soon because I'm about to end this in an hour or two, 2 minutes and whatever seconds left. But it's just like I said, man. Like Georgia is going blue. It's gonna stay blue, just like Texas eventually will be that next. There's a lot of states gonna be next, and they're gonna follow the path. The Georgia is competitive than anybody else right now, so everything is moving down here smoothly. Key battleground states. And that's how we're gonna look at it. And then again, you see where we're at in the future. So it's pretty much like the same thing coming down whatsoever. Who in the fuck is this bitch? She got a whole fucking hairdo. I'm off subject right now. Probably got some issues. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. What the fuck? Name is Monet. Oh Lord. Red flag. Ain't nobody tapping that. But modern events. Yeah, we're talking about modern events. What's happening in GA and what's happening in the rest of the world. People are not going with this machine with and that's how I look at it in most parts. But you see this stuff's coming about, but people just get caught up in the madness of who's favoring who. But it didn't really matter. The party just was ready to submit or whatever. There's no way. There's no fucking way. But that's just how you deal with people, and that's how the world thinks. But then again, you got people just get caught up into the drama. But that's how I'm gonna look at it. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the hour is about to come real soon. But just take your time. But I'm gonna step away real quick. I'll be right back. I have to make a few adjustments. I'll be right back. I'm going on mute. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back at it again. So, that's how people get caught up. And they understand that, this is the modern day politics that we're in. So when you see states like Georgia changing and people in the South, people moving opportunities and the diversity of people coming from other areas and other countries, this is a state that's thriving right now in the US. Up north is not so much. People are tired in housing and things like that, jobs, technology. People are coming through. Georgia is really, really thriving. Everybody's going to work. Yeah, it's got a little small percentage of homelessness, but that's going to be toned down because you got all these billionaires from around the world can curb that. Georgia's one of them states is going to be instrumental how it's going to be like that in the future. So you're seeing things right now. You're seeing why people are flocking here. They've been flocking here since 2007 and on down to 2012 with the big explosion of jobs. That's when 2012 was a great year for Georgia, not just only for California, but in the South, you saw some progression. Then during the Obama years, you had to go further than that. Then 2016 rolled around. That was his last year. That's when Trump had the effect. Now, if Trump was wanting to be affected, he could have ran during in 2012 and prior. He would defeat Obama if he was on that type of time, and nobody would have voted for Obama. But you got to understand something. If Obama or any black president would have been one, probably somewhere around 2016, and that's it. That's it. And you will have a story like that. But since he won in 2008, they saw the movie Head of State by Chris Rock. He made that become a reality. And that's basically what I'm seeing right now. That's basically like a reality. So, yeah, you understand what's going on. And the future is just, it's bright for certain people. I ain't saying it's future bright for us, but I'm saying it's bright for those people that voted or whatever. You see some changes. I like seeing other parties get pissed off and the other party as well getting pissed off. That's just what it is, man. She turned into a crybaby. Let's see some. But then again, you see this stuff coming through, and that's just how it is. Midterm scores. But yeah, it's an hour in. I'm gonna wait till like 5 minutes and I'll close down or whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah. So it's not really much. Yeah, I'm out of here with that. Okay, we'll see what's going on here. Yeah, I'll turn back my screen on, but Oh yeah, he was giving them shit for the loss. Yeah, that's inevitable. Yeah, yeah, he was, and that's what he get. He didn't take care of his son. They talked about that on CNN last night. Man, they told his ass up. He got what he got. Yeah, he got what he got. That nigga deserved what he get. He at least he conceded. He was more mature about that loss and took it like a champ. All right. Until next time, I'll be back tomorrow. Same time or whatever time. I believe was it 8:30 or something like that. Let me see something real quick. I want to see something real quick. What time I will be on because I know it's gonna be late. It's gonna be late. Put this up. Okay. Yeah, let me see. I'm live right now. Yeah, same time, 8:15 as usual. Pretty much it. So with that, appreciate the degenerate stop by TC Killer, aka Tyrone Church, and my man Tampa Supreme. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing content as usual. But yeah, this is the all I got for you. The aftermath of the election, of the midterms, and also the modern day events. What's going on in the South? That everything is going blue darkness over here. Blue darkness in politics. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna say peace and shalom, and I'm out. Until next time. Peace.